It is K.Ho at Vanguard Properties, and we are doing a behind the scenes of 1221 San Bruno. Unlike a lot of our property updates for our clients, this one was a little light, but it was super effective. And we still wanted to show you what this type of approach can take and how it will do the property really, really well. So starting out here, as I said before, the property was remodeled, I think around 2018 or so. They kept the original facade, but added some details. And what was great is that the seller, who is an engineer and quite fastidious, consulted with the people at House of Color over at 24th and Bryant. They're actually really cool. It's family owned. They're a Benjamin Moore dealer and distributor, so I highly recommend them. Anyway, so I already knew them, and they knew that I knew that they knew. It was one of those things where the design-wise, everything kind of synced up. But for this facade, we actually had the garage door painted the darker color that was existent, and then we had them do the front stairs, because the front stairs was kind of this bland floating thing, and you could see how there's cinder blocks, and it didn't really look nice, but making it darker, matching that, simplified the color palette. At least that's why I think. The planters and the grasses were already here, so I think that was easy. And actually, you see the house numbers there. That's actually the second iteration of those numbers, because the original version, I had 3D printed them, but the guys didn't know how to install it, so I did the pre-cut vinyl. But what really happened is I took a picture of the existing house numbers, used Photoshop, was it Photoshop? Illustrator? I don't know, one of the two, and then actually recreated those as an SVG file, and then printed that, and that is permanent UV friendly vinyl. Let's go on upstairs. So before we go here, the risers here were painted the same dark color here, but before they're a light color, and it showed all the scuffs and all the sort of blah of it, but now I think it just grounds the space. And this guy, as you might have seen, this is Mr. Radu. He is Rafi's successor, and he's a sweetheart. He's 18 months old, and he's a guide dog puppy. And you can see he was a little reluctant going inside today. Excuse me, Mr. Puppy. Hi, Mr. Puppy. He was a little reluctant in going inside today because the guys were finishing the epoxy in the bathtub. So let's go on in. Come on in. Radu would stay out here. Right, Radu? Yes, he's gonna go hold down the fort. Before we come in, right here, this red had faded to a really weird pink, but now the guys repainted it, and I think the color name is Caliente, which is appropriate. But coming on in here, we have this voluminous space, as we said. There is our operations director, our second, Kelly Wong. She did all of the flower arrangements throughout the space today. I really like how it all turned out. And speaking of which, this fireplace was just the same color as everything else. And it was just kind of blended in, but having this sharper, distinct color, I think we use this color, maybe my foyer and one of our other listings, at least from our other listings here, adds a groundedness, especially when you see the little dental work here, the inlays and little arches. I think it just makes it really nice. It coordinates well with the stone here. And over here, the light fixtures, this is a multi-armed one. Yeah, all the lights are, well, most of the lights are from City Lights this time, and they always do a great job in helping us source the lights for you. You've got recessed lights above already. And over here, this obviously is the kitchen, right? So before this backsplash, well, let's just say we're very happy that it is nice, simple, stacked subway tile. It wasn't that before. It was, shall we say, different. But we had a client who saw our vision, which was actually helped by AI. I might splice in the before, the proposed, and the after, so you can see it. So you'll probably see a little splice right here, but it's much, much better. Also, we updated the lighting up there with LED strips, and then we also had LED strips put in under here to highlight that backsplash. It makes it just, you know, the cabinets were already here, and they were fine, and they were really good, but it just made that extra difference. In fact, one thing we did do, and I think I saw one, these poles here, aha! These were the old poles. But then, I kind of like these better. I could be wrong or not, but I think that, yeah, but it just doesn't have that formal, because I think it is such a big space and big volume. You want it a little more open here, and you make it more minimal and just I think it just adds an extra layer of elegance or maturity. I'm not sure which it is. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but I hope it does. But I think it turned out really well, regardless. You guys can make the call. Now, one thing we also did here, this pantry is it's like those White House doors. But we wanted to make it a little special. And first, 3D printed the word pantry on this little sign here. When you push it open, voila, LED lights of course. So that was pretty straightforward. The pantry was here. Printing out the sign, I designed the thing, printed it out. I think it cost maybe 50 cents in filament, so, and some time. Now, come on in the bathroom. This bathroom was, again, pretty much here. 85%, 90% all right. The color, we didn't change. The millwork, we didn't change. But what we did do is we changed this fixture up here. And I think it's great because of the shape, but also tracks the millwork this way, going vertically, and then the bathtub. So like I said this morning, the guys were still epoxying the tub. It looks wonderful on the inside, but on the outside, we had them painted dark to match the accent color of the hex tiles here, and then also to track the vanity too. Also, these were black. The seller thought, oh, why not have these as black and black? But it just added a little weird tension there. And then the other thing changed here were these lights here, again with a horizontal texture tracking the paralleling what you see in the millwork. Just little details like that. And let's see, oh, let me show you one thing in this room. Are you ready? This room is narrow and tall, and so we added the Herman Miller cigar fixture, a genuine one from our folks at City Lights, tracking the millwork. And I love what the stagers did with this bed. They had a similar sized bed here before, but it didn't look like this. This just works perfectly with the high baseboards and adding that texture, and it really smells quite lovely in here because of the flowers. So let me take you back here. We're almost done. Where am I? Yeah. So this one, they had a fixture. Actually, this fixture in here in the bathroom was over here in the main bedroom, and it was okay, but it was kind of small. We wanted to emphasize how tall the ceiling heights really are, and to emphasize and to have your eye be drawn towards the yard back there. So we went with the flying saucer. As you said, you might have heard in the main video, or maybe not. It's sourced from City Lights again, and there's an artist/manufacturer based in Santa Cruz who does all those. And they come in different sizes, but it looks great. I think it really adds the light, washes it down, and still brightens the room. And in this, speaking of that, my favorite, you've got Japanese style toilet from Toto. Clearly they know what they were doing. And this LED mirror replaced a rather small mirror and a bar that just blinded. The seller said their system rather was blinded by the light. And so we said, hey, you need to have some function and you need to have this. And I think this works really well because it also tracks the floating vanity that was already here. So you've got the light in the dark, and then you've got the light in the dark again in the same sort of shape here. Kind of looks cool, I think. Now let me show you the backyard and to downstairs, and then you're almost done. So out here, it does get a lot of light out here. I'm thinking Jordy's gonna have to adjust something. Is it adjusted? Is it okay? Okay, good. Had them update and paint these hand railings here. And then the light cans, which we'll see more downstairs, they updated too, added some nice flowers as well, but they had a lot. So coming down the spiral staircase, let's go down the spiral staircase. Are you okay, Jordy? You survived. All right. Backyard, all the planters were here, but in different locations and varying states of not planted. We filled them in again. We actually moved one of the yucca trees from upstairs down here, so we had this sort of Dr. Seussy type of thing. Had the guys stain the fences dark because it really shows off the light, shows off the plants against the light. Stager did a great job with the outdoor furniture. And let me show you, one other thing too, change these guys. So you've got a little touch of color here. The size is about right, not too big, so you don't worry about closing it. And down below, we added these tiles as well. It's durable, nice, adds a bit of softness compared to the concrete. Now the garage It's 7'5" to 7'6", and he really did do everything over. All concrete foundation here. You've got your drain here, which is actually a Christie box. Christie box combined with a French drain system, because underneath the deck out there, or the patio there, there's a drain. Underneath the garage door here, there's also a trench drain here. And this is the very glamorous Christie box here. And then what's also cool is that you have this workout area, and you also have storage, as you saw in the laundry room there. But there are actually plans, conceptual plans. We mentioned that this would be a kitchenette and living area. I think there's plumbing somewhere buried there. I like this mural too. Seller's friends did that before. It's kind of cool. Seller is an avid bicyclist, and there was the workout area, so it's really cool. It's special storage room like we saw before. But I think the way he had it configured is that there would be the ability to add a drain here, shower drain and a bathroom drain. That's where you see these two squares in the concrete. We had the sellers add the pedestals just to make it higher so people could actually get access to their laundry without hurting their back. Last thing I wanted to show you is the other upgrades he did, which would be to the electrical. So you've got a new modern panel box here, and then you've got your car charging plug here. Garage door is nice here. The smart hub, just did that way. Smart hub, which is great. And you see the Lutron hub that controls a lot of things. You see all the hardwired cabling here. And, be still my beating heart, Sonic internet. Why can't we have Sonic everywhere, especially on non-power line streets? Ahem, I'm just saying. But yeah, it really is a great service too, and he put it on for us so we could update the seller as to the progress, make update videos and whatnot too. So this is the behind the scenes at 1221 San Bruno. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I hope the open houses are full of great people, and that this home goes to a great set of buyers who will, well, love the house as much as it deserves to be. Be sure to follow, like, and subscribe, and I will see you at the next one. Of course, it's K.Ho signing off with Radu upstairs, and I'm gonna go get him now, and I think we're gonna go maybe on a walk. Take care, everybody.